Hey, you folks, I'm Alan. If you know me, welcome back. If you don't, settle in and get comfortable. You'll have to, oh, pardon me. Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2026, here in Davao, Philippines. The world spins on. You have to forgive my voice. I am a little under the weather. That's the bad news. Good news is that Andy takes great care of me, and I am on the mend. So I'm pretty much on the other side of this. It did get me thinking, however. It can be hard to bring everything you need when you come visit the Philippines, especially when you're not really sure what's going to happen to you when it comes to medical stuff. So I thought it'd be a good idea to just talk to you about medicine and what that looks like here, because the brands that we're used to, like I'm used to as an American back in the U.S., they've heard of the major ones here, but that doesn't mean they have them unless you're like in unless you're in a store like SNR. You may not even find something like something called Advil or Tylenol. So what I'll do is I'll have a great big list of stuff. I'm trying to get my finger in the camera. A great big list of stuff down in the description, and I'm just going to go over like the real common ones and where to get them. So let's start at the top. For general aches, pains, you got a headache, you're looking for something called Saridon. And again, everything will be spelled and described down below. That's like your basic ibuprofen essentially. If like me, you wind up with a cold, you're dealing with a runny nose, fever, so on and so forth, you're looking for something called Decolgen. And yes, it comes in drowsy and non-drowsy. I ran into some trouble trying to find cough drops here. It's because they don't call them cough drops. It's called Strepsils, which I guess makes a kind of sense if you know anything about strep. So it's treated as its own kind of medicine. They just don't refer to it as cough drops. It's for sore throats, and it's basically what we call cough drops back in the U.S. For sharper internal pain, okay, things that I would normally take a leave for example, are like naproxen sodium. They have something here called Mefenamic. It's good for toothaches. If you're someone who has to deal with menstrual pain and cramps once a month, this is the go-to for the ladies over here. It's called Mefenamic. Now, where do you get these things? So you can get pretty much like if you look around with the tindahans here or the sari sari stores, you can get them, but they're going to be more expensive because they only sell them in pieces. They're not going to let you buy the whole box. All right. So you're going to get them in pieces or packets or what they call sachets. Sounds fancy that way, I guess. No, but really they call them sachets. And something important to understand is while they do have pharmacies here, what they call a pharmacy is basically a tindahan or a sari sari store that has a pharmacist working in it. So it's still a small box. Bump that mic. It's still a small box situation. All right. It looks more like a booth that you'd find at a fairgrounds than it does a store. And that's what they call a pharmacy. And again, they're only going to sell in pieces. So if you just need something for a day, 2 days, pieces is fine. If, however, like me, you want enough of something so you don't have to worry about how much of it you have, you're thinking, well, okay, where do I go to get bulk or to get boxes and bottles of things? All right. They don't have a name for those kind of stores. Like we would call them drugstores, right? Like CVS or Walgreens. Not here. So here, instead of calling it a pharmacy or a drugstore, they just call these things by their names. So you're looking for something called Watson's or Mercury, HB1 or Amesco. And again, that'll all be down below here. There isn't like an abstract term for these stores. They just know them by their names. All right. Now, any of those places I just mentioned, you can find them in standalone buildings. But if you're in a big city like Davao, where you're going to find those places for sure is in a mall. The mall culture and the mall economy here in the Philippines is still very, very present. Okay. So if you go to a mall, you are going to find a supermarket there. And in that supermarket, you are for sure going to find a Watson's or a Mercury. All right. Or there may just be a Watson's or a Mercury standalone store in the mall. Once you're there, that's where you're going to do all your bulk shopping. You're going to get your big boxes and bottles of things. So, again, if it's just something light, you just want something for a day or two, a tindahan or a pharmacy, small booth, it's going to be fine for you. If, like me, however, you're going to be here for a bit, get out to a big box store. And again, Watson's, Mercury, HB1, Amesco. And each of these have different things. Like I want to say Amesco has like hardware, like oxygen tanks, I want to say, and, like medical equipment stuff in addition to medicine. And I think Watson's tends to have more beauty products, if I'm understanding correctly. But I've never had a problem going into a Watson's or Mercury and just saying, hey, I want blah. It doesn't matter if it's Saridon or if it's lip balm, they're going to have it. And that's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. The list I'm going to drop below, I swear I'll get the hang of this. It will have the full list and what these things tend to be good for. I feel like I should have prefaced this by saying this is not medical advice. Don't come at me. This is not. I am not a medical professional, and this is not medical advice. This is. These are notes. These are notes being left on the cave walls of the internet from a man who's made a lot of mistakes, in the hopes that they will help someone or someones who are interested in making less mistakes. So, from me to you. As always, your mileage may vary. All of that being said, just a quick news note. You may be finding it harder to get out here to the Philippines. I understand that flights are really, the lines for flights in the U.S. are really blowing up because of the TSA funding. And I'm sorry to hear that, folks. Things are, they're talking about grounding flights here in the Philippines, in case you hadn't heard. President Marcos just dropped that. It's not likely, but it's also, there's a chance that could be a thing. And the reason is the Philippines is more directly affected by the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. All right, so the president here just declared a national state of energy emergency. All right, so long flights are going to become less frequent because they have to bulk fuel. What that means is they have to fuel that plane up with the expectation that it may not get a chance to refuel for the round trip. All right, they've removed, or they're reducing the expectation of refuel options for that plane. All right, so shorter trips are still possible here from island to island or places that are close by, but even those, they're impacted and they're going to be much more expensive as a result of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. So be aware that that's true. Once you get here, things get pretty easy, or at least easier anyways. As long as you aren't, again, as long as you don't go looking for trouble, you're not going to, and you have to try hard to find trouble here. But I feel like I've gone over that before already. Anywho, that's it from me for this video. If you've got questions or different experiences, drop a comment. It's okay. I promise I won't bite. I know I'm a toothy bastard, but I won't bite you. Let me know what you think. If you have questions and I have answers, I'll throw them your direction. If I don't, I'll just let you know. I'm not going to blow smoke at folks. But I can certainly ask around. Anywho, as always, take care, be good to yourselves, and stay safe out there, folks. It's a crazy world and we're all living in it. Till next time.